Subtle skills, big results.
Welcome to the Ninja Selling Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Ninja Selling Podcast. Great to be with you here again. He's Garrett, I'm Matt, and we're going to dive right in today very quick. Join our Facebook group, search for the Ninja Selling Podcast on Facebook, over 13,000 people probably at this point. Great people. If you want to ask questions, learn more about the Ninja Path, that's a great way to do it. Also go to ninjaselling.com. You can learn about installations, coaching, mastery, all things ninja right there. Garrett, good morning. Let's get into today.
Good morning, sir. I'm excited to go down this topic today. This is your topic. You brought this one to the table, and I think it's awesome. And I think it's a good one that we'll get this thing kicked off with. So I'll have you jump on in.
Yeah, this is inspired by an agent that I was talking to, an agent that I coach, Stephanie Ellis, in the Philadelphia area. And what had happened was she came back from a weekend, another showing for a buyer property that just came on. I believe it just came on. And so it was like a hurry up, let's get over there and see it kind of thing. And it wasn't the property, right? It wasn't the property for them. But it was the location, it was the neighborhood, and inventory there is very, very tight. And Steph was like, gosh, I really want these people to find the house that they love. I really want to. And we've all been in those situations where we're like, we just really want it for our clients. And we have these little thoughts in our head of like, well, I could maybe do this and I could maybe do this. And inside her head was, I'm just going to go knock on that door, that next door over there. Because if I can just get connected with one more person in this neighborhood, we can maybe find something that can get them ahead of all the other buyers that want to be in here. So she just went over to the house, knocked on the door, homeowner answered, and she had a very open, honest conversation. She's like, I didn't even have my business card on me at the time. I wasn't even dressed really professionally or anything. It was just, hey, I just want to be honest and upfront with you. I have buyers. They love this neighborhood. They want to be here. And it is hard to get to know when things are coming to market. If by chance you hear of something or you know of something, would you mind communicating with me to let us know? Because I would love to get these buyers into this neighborhood. And the person's like, sure, we'd love to.
Would you like to also meet your soon-to-be neighbors? Here's Matt and Jen.
Yeah, it was, she said it was this moment of just it wasn't even that hard to do. I just had to go do it.
Yeah.
And she ran back to her car, got the business card. And that's another potential relationship for her too, in her business, right? That is a great way of showing up genuinely. And it got me thinking, I'm like, man, we look for those opportunities to go above and beyond. And we talk a lot about it on this podcast and in Ninja, designing your systems and your services to go above and beyond. But there are also those moments that we have these thoughts in our head that we talk ourselves out of so much because we think it's hard or we think it's not right. And it's really not. Because, this is what I think really what transpired here is Steph was not thinking about herself in that moment. And when you don't think about yourself, fear goes away, confidence goes up, and you just go do the thing, right? And she did the thing and it worked out. I mean, this has just happened. So those buyers are still looking for a property. It wasn't like those people were, yeah, we're selling our house. Why don't they just come take a look and let's do a transaction? That would have been crazy.
But here's the cool thing about and it worked out. It did work out. I know there's a lot of people out there going well, did she get the sale? It's not about the sale.
No.
It worked out because she's putting the clients into a position of care and concern of who they are, what they're trying to accomplish. She's putting herself in the role of saying, I'm going to help them accomplish. I'm going to do everything I can to open up opportunities for them so that they can have that house in this neighborhood. And not only did they have a great conversation with the neighbor, very, very, very genuine. And when, again, as you said, when it's not about you, confidence level goes up, the fear goes down. She opened up to these people. I guarantee you she had a great conversation with them and a great connection with them where they're like, what a nice real estate, what a nice thing to do for that, to help her clients out. If she wants to, she can stay now in flow with those people.
Oh, yeah.
This is another addition to her mailing list connection she can have in the future. If she ever saw them standing in the front yard while she was driving through, she could potentially stop and be like, hey, it was so nice talking with you guys the other day, and I really appreciate your time. Just slowly kind of build this up. It's so genuine. It's so nice. And at the end of the day, I'm seeing a lot of off-market sales happen right now, Matt.
Yeah.
They're creeping back in. For a while, they went away. I saw a spike of them a while back. They kind of drifted off a little bit. And I am finding them coming back out of these great conversations, these great relationships, because the chance of that person saying, you know what? I was talking with my neighbor the other day, maybe not right now. It might be in a month. It might be in 2 months. It might be in a year.
Yeah.
That they're like, you know what? We were just talking with our neighbor down the street. They are thinking about selling, or so-and-so had to move out. They got to a point that they can't live there anymore. And we would love to have your people as one of our neighbors. You never know how it's going to transpire, but you've got a new connection. Your heart's in the right place. Matt, I love this because the win is not about, did the sale happen? The win is about, how did you help your person in getting to where they wanted to go?
Yeah. Well, and I think it showcases the ability to, and we all have this, to go above and beyond in the moment when we think about it. And this isn't, because yes, you can go above and beyond with future thought, like, oh, I know, this person has this event coming up. I'm going to make sure that I do this, this, and this. And that's amazing. And we should do those things too. But we also have those things of like, I should just stop in. I did this the other day with a friend of mine. I was downtown having lunch with another friend, and my one friend, their office is right across the street. And I was like, I could just go back home and give him a call and be like, you know what? I'm going to take a little bit of time and just stop in and say hi. And he was like, it was so cool that you just stopped in and said hi. Right. And it's those moments, and you'll get these feelings. And this is what I'm hoping people start to take from this conversation that we're going to have here, Garrett, is when you feel the urge to do something for someone else to make a great moment, listen to that, right? Because particularly when it's a situation where you're not thinking about yourself, don't let yourself come back into it. Like in that moment, Steph could have like been walking up and had some fear creeping. I'm like, ooh, but this is a little awkward. Like, what if I don't come across the right way and all this stuff? And she could have stepped back. That's what you want to push aside and just be like, let me just follow through with this. Because what is the worst that can happen in these moments, Garrett, when we're looking and we see these opportunities to go above and beyond for our people, or even for our own business? You may be out and not even, you may be thinking about something. This would be great for business and great for the people that I serve in general. And we wait, we slow down.
Well, here's a prime example. I was out to dinner the other night. It was just Sarah and my son, and we were having it was a stressful dinner. I'll put that. Everything was great with my wife and my son. My father-in-law is having some health issues, and so we sat down to have a dinner, and all of a sudden, this dinner turned into a, oh my gosh, do we need to get up and leave? Which then turned into, hey, can we just get our food to go? And so we're like, we got to eat. Let's order food, have it all boxed up. Fairly nice restaurant. And I'm sitting here going like, what a weird thing that we're having our food boxed up to like book on out of here, which was then funny because we get the phone call that everything's good. Everything's okay. You guys enjoy your meal, which then we at a very nice restaurant proceeded to eat out of the boxes at the table, which was quite funny. Very classy, by the way. What was interesting, and the reason I'm sharing this is that the agent that was in the restaurant at the same time as us, I saw him when we came in, a gentleman named Tyler Clifford. Tyler's an agent here in Reading. He owns a company called Clifford Real Estate and does a great amount of business. And I've known Tyler because our kids have gone to the same school, different grades, but we have known each other throughout, the last 10 years. Do we hang out all the time? Absolutely not. Have I taken time to go have lunch with him to sit down and just chat and talk real estate talk? Yeah, we've done that over the years. I haven't probably done it since COVID. I think before COVID was the last time that we sat down and had a meeting like that. And didn't even make eye contact when we got with him in the restaurant. I just saw him sitting across the restaurant. Here we are sitting with our boxes. And sure enough, he comes walking over at the very end of the meal. Hey, Garrett, how's it going? And I'm sitting there going, like, looking at our boxes going, man, he's got to be wondering what in the world is going on over here. But it was really interesting because when we ordered the food, we paid for our meal because we were like, we got to go. Like, here's our order and here's my card, charge it out because we need those in bags because we're running out the door right at the end of this, which then turns into us eating there, food paid for. Now, Sarah did order a glass of wine. When we were getting ready to leave, I was like, Sarah, I didn't pay for your glass of wine. Let me run up to the bar real quick, get that paid, and then we'll book on out. I go up to pay and they're like, you're good. I'm like, no. We ordered a glass of wine. They said, yeah, you're good. And I said, no. We had another glass of wine on top of our meal. I want to make sure that we get that paid. They said, no, the gentleman that was here took care of your glass of wine.
Man.
And I was like, oh my gosh, like how nice was that? Like, and that's those little moments. I'll tell you right now, the power of that little moment is I'm sitting here talking about Tyler Clifford from Redding, California, who owns Clifford Realty, as somebody that goes above and beyond and does little nice things. I hope you're all listening. Tyler Clifford, Redding, California. I've never used him as an agent. I don't know who he is as an agent. I will tell you right now that he coaches with a competitor coaching company of mine. I'm okay with that. He's a good dude. Those little things that go above and beyond can cause massive ripples in your world. And I just want to say, Matt, as you brought this up, I think it's an amazing opportunity to take those little opportunities when they serve up around you. You never know how they're going to come back.
Man, like that's another just perfect example. And I'm sure in his head, right, there's that thought of, I could go do this for them. Oh, but like they're never going to see it. So why should I do it, kind of thing. But he probably was just like, hey, that's the right thing to do right now. I'm just going to go take care of that. Right. Like, because you could have walked out of there, forgotten about the glass of wine and never known that he did that. Right. That was a possibility.
He did not know the stress that we were under too. Like the stress that was happening in that moment. I really enjoyed Tyler. Was I in the mood to talk to strangers at that moment in time? And he's not a stranger, but to talk to somebody that I don't usually communicate with on a normal basis. You all know it when somebody walks up to talk to you and you're just like, okay, like I'm going to have to engage in this conversation. That was kind of the moment. And if he listens to this, I'm totally okay with him hearing that, because that's just, we were in a super stressful moment of my father-in-law's health and what our next action was going to be and what our evening was going to be. And that little nice touch was just kind of one of those, like, the world's a good place.
Yeah.
Like, thank you.
Yeah, it is. And I think part of being able to see this too, right? Because then people say, well, like, how do I know if those situations are there? And I think there's two things that are required to be able to be in that position. The first is observant, right? Being observant of just the environment around you. With your guy and with Steph, like, they're observant of just kind of the environment. Steph saw that her buyers were a little frustrated and like they really wanted something. He saw that you guys were, maybe he didn't see the amount of stress, but saw that clearly something was not normal with you eating out of boxes.
We're eating out of boxes at a nice restaurant,
right? And so that's the first thing. The second thing is be in a state of gratitude. You need to be in a state of gratitude for these situations to be there, because that's going to allow you to detach yourself, right? It's going to allow you to not be thinking about what's in this for me. You're just going to be able to be grateful to be in the situation to help somebody, right? And you can practice this too. You can start making sure you're engaging in little acts of kindness around your day. Like, you can train yourself to do this, right? Whether it's putting a shopping cart back for somebody who had left an errant shopping cart in the grocery store parking lot, picking up a tiny piece of trash that you see on your walk in your neighborhood, putting the toilet seat lid down in a showing that you're at, or an open house that you're at,
or just your house, just for the,
or just your own house before you take or a listing before you take photos of it. Because gosh, come on, people, just like, you just put it just goes down just like that.
You're stuck in a groove. You're stuck.
You can practice these things so that you're tuned to be in a state of gratitude and be observant of your environment. And then all of a sudden these things will happen. And this is not something, by the way, that is like well, I guess it could be often, but it's not like, oh, I'm going to go way above and beyond for somebody today. You don't even need to be thinking about that, right? It'll appear to you when it appears to you. And that's it.
I think what's interesting, if you open your mind up to being aware of those situations when you can go above and beyond, when they do present themselves, you go, oh, this is one of those moments.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go find it though. You can't manufacture it. As just you're saying, Matt, the minute you start to manufacture it, the intention's wrong. It changes the energy around it. But I will say, when you're open to seeing them, they're all around you. Like, they are all around you every day. There is more than you can possibly handle, opportunities to go above and beyond, affect somebody's day, help them get to where they want to go, change their world, take their cart back at the grocery store when you're watching them load all their groceries in and you're heading to the store anyway. Those little moments that you're just like, who do I want to be today? And how do I want to help out the general world around me? All this stuff comes back. And, when you're talking about your business, again, there's all kinds of great things that you can do just to go a little bit above and beyond. And, we talk about it, Matt. Larry talks about it, the installation as the law of precession. And we explain it as like if you throw a pebble into a pond, the pebble comes straight down into the water. And the effect of that pebble going into the pond moves out at a 90-degree angle. You all know what I'm talking about. Throw the rock in, you see the ripples go out at a 90-degree angle on top of the water. That is the energy that goes out when you do something nice for somebody. That energy trickles out. I've thought about that glass of wine that Tyler bought for us that night multiple times since that moment. I've eaten at that restaurant, I can't tell you how many times, and could not go back and tell you the conversations that we had or what was going on or what had happened. But I do remember that night right now.
Well, and that's part of this too, is if you truly are just doing something for someone, they remember, right? And even if there was a reason why you went back in there and remembered, probably was the energy around being able to see that Tyler did that, right? And you're going to get a relationship for life, and if you're doing this for your clients, you're going to get a client for life. And those are the moments that they're going to talk about. Like, I'm curious, I would imagine it may have come up with Stephanie's buyers when they were like the next day or talking to somebody, be like, you know what a realtor did? Like, she just went and knocked on this other door. She's just we were out and she just went up there and did it.
Or the owner of that house having conversations with others being like, I just talked with, did you know there's a high demand?
Yeah, this realtor just came up, this nicest person. Yeah.
And did you know there's a high demand? And it was a really fun conversation. And here's people looking at our neighbor that want to live in our neighborhood. They want it so bad that they're kind of reaching out in different ways because this is a desirable place to live. There's all kinds of great energy that spills off of that moment in time. So,
yeah, it really is. So I wanted to share that, Garrett. I thought it was a good topic of just staring hey, going above and beyond is not hard if you are open, if you're looking around at your environment, and if you're in a state of gratitude. You can go above and beyond in those moments when you have that feeling inside you to go do it. It's not hard.
Nope.
It's not hard. You just have to follow through. You have to listen to that opportunity and follow through with it. That's it. That's all you have to do. You don't have to worry about the results. You don't have to worry about how am I going to do this? Just follow through and it's going to be great. People are going to be happy no matter what the result is.
If any of you have listened to this story that I shared and you go to your local restaurant and go, round of drinks on me, you've missed the point.
Yeah.
This is about taking the right opportunities in the right time, in the right moment. So, all right.
Yes. Yeah, no doubt.
Matt, great topic. As always, if you guys want to learn more about what we do, you can go to ninjaselling.com. You can check out Ninja Coaching. We have a huge group of amazing coaches ready to help you implement Ninja into your business to achieve any goal you want to achieve, whether it's in real estate or outside of real estate. Our coaches are incredible at helping people get to where they want to go. Also with that, if you want to check out the podcast group, theninjaselling.com. Or sorry, the Ninja Selling Podcast. Oh my gosh, I derailed.
Yeah, the Ninja Selling Podcast over at Facebook.
I derailed. Thank you, Matt. And with that being said, I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for listening. Matt, as always, thank you for sharing time with me because we don't get enough time together.
No, I agree. And thank you, Garrett. And thank you, everybody. Looking forward to seeing you on the next one.
If you enjoyed today's episode and would like more, visit us at theninjasellingpodcast.com.
There you will also find links for more information about ninja selling and coaching. Have an incredible day.